Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 US Destroyer Gearing. This is an all Tier 10 match. Matchmaking, well, not too bad. There is a minimum of radar, and it's all on my team. That's a pretty good thing, and that's no guarantee that we've got radar, but if we do, it'll be on the Minotaur, right? Well, I guess the other enemy team has a Minotaur as well, so I stand corrected. They may have radar as well. There's also no CV, which is a huge, wonderful plus anytime you're playing a Destroyer these days. I guess arguably some might say that that may not apply for playing the Holland, I guess, if you have a mission to kill planes or something. In this game, you can see that the player, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, but you can see that he's complaining there in the chat that someone on his team always dies first, and that if it happens in this game, well, he's just gonna leave. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You can see the response is not all that positive there in the chat box. And, you know, this kind of thing happens from time to time. It's not common, thank goodness, but it does happen. Try not to worry about it too much, because no matter how good or how bad any one player is, there are still 11 other players on the team, and it's still possible to win. Blah, 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 blah. You've heard it all before, but it's true. I'm just trying to give my teammates some idea of where my RPF has been firing off. And it's switched, so I know we got at least 2 ships up here. Probably the destroyers north of the cap, and now in the cap. Now, I tend to play conservatively in destroyers. I mean, there are exceptions, but I tend to play conservatively in the early going because, like any other ship, as the game wears on and people are taking damage, it becomes easier and easier to really make a big difference. And if you've been able to, by luck or skill or both, conserve a lot of your HP, well, then it puts you in a position to be able to finish people off and absorb a little damage and really make a difference in the game. So I threw some torps out there in the hope that I might catch Yamato and maybe catch a DD crossing the cap, but I think he's a little too wily for that. And given the fact that I'm not detected yet, it tells me one of these 2 Shimas is probably here in the cap.
Torpedoes astern.
And you can see 5 torpedoes, 5 torpedoes, 5. That is a Shima. He's trying to catch our Mino. Maybe catch me and just get lucky. And the Yamatos are able to, at least that Yamato is able to avoid my torpedoes. These torpedoes have 16.5 kilometers of range. So that other Yamato way back there.
Smoke generator started.
I can't even see anymore. Maybe? Now that I've smoked up, I have told the Shima right where I'm at. So I really do not want to stay here. Not only because that Shima's there, but there might be another Shima. I can see the gearing on the map. You can see where the Shima was in the Bravo cap.
Smoke screen set.
Now I'm detected, so I know that Shima or the other Shima are here and close. I hang on to the second set. Just angle up, trying to avoid taking any damage. I'm going to lose the cap, but I'm kind of thinking I've probably got more than one DD here. And it's definitely not worth losing my ship, trying to be a hero. So I'll just fall back. There's only 3 of us here. And 5, at least, 5 red ships. Because they've got Venezia, kind of up there in the islands. And Yamato directly north. Kremlin pushing around the corner. And at least 1 DD. So, for the time being, because we're just straight up outnumbered and outgunned, we just switch to defense. So Hawkeye back. Try and keep my distance, keep from getting detected. Torpedoes reload fairly quickly, hit fairly hard. I'll just keep throwing torpedoes out there, try and catch somebody. Got lucky there. Caught the Yamato with 2. You can see our Minos doing a good job back there, at least thus far. Trying to make use of the island, stay alive. But Minos pretty squishy. Either of those Yamatos or the Kremlin gets guns on him. And, oh, shit.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Shima gets a torpedo on the Mino, and down he goes. See some more comments there in the chat about our friend in the Harugumo that did, in fact, just bug out. Just pushed himself up and got himself killed. He just didn't care. As soon as we lost one ship, the other gearing in the game on our team, he just called it quits. So now the good guys are down 3 ships. Bad guys are only down 1. Bad guys have 2 caps. We don't have any. But you know what? This game's not over yet. Now the Kremlin is slowing way down, so I kind of wonder if there's not another DD there in spot of those torps. But we'll see. Our Conqueror is trying to keep his distance. Put shells on things where he can. Really a shame about all those torps going to waste, but 37 seconds, I'll have another batch. Now it looks to me at this point like Kremlin is going to push right at the Shikishima. And if that's the case, I want to be able to punish him. So I don't want to go any farther this direction. I want to get torpedoes. Yep, there was a Shima out there, and that's he spotted the torpedoes for the Kremlin. So I want to get as close as I can without getting detected, so that my torpedoes have a better chance of landing. The longer my torpedoes are in the water, the more likely it becomes the target will either change course, speed, or both. And I'm really threading a needle here. If Shikishima, throws the rudder to the right like he is right now, I might catch him with a torpedo or 2. But I'm really trying here to keep him in the game. It's a risk. Maybe I go pink. But if I do, it's for all the right reasons. And you'll have to forgive the phone there. I'll just bang on the Shimakaze and try to do what damage I can there, and maybe I get lucky with him, because he's pretty low on HP at this point. And I do.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
And look at that. Shikishima is still alive. And we finished off the Kremlin and the Shimakaze. But
Smoke screen set.
the other Shimakaze on the bad guys team finishes off one of our ships as well. So, at this point, we are down 5 ships. Bad guys are down 4. Our Shikishima and Kremlin are really badly banged up. We do have a cap. Our guys over there, Charlie, were able to secure it. No easy task. But the bad guys still have a 2 cap to 1 advantage and a 1 ship advantage, as well as roughly double our points on the scoreboard. But this isn't over yet. There are at least 3 really big ships out here that I would love to put some torpedoes into. Our Kremlin takes out the Yoshino, and just like that, each team is down 5 ships. Now I'm kind of debating, where do I go? Do I make a run for the A cap? I don't have much support if I do, but if I'm able to secure that cap, I may get these battleships all just to continue to run. I mean, there's no guarantee of that, but if they know there's a DD right there, and they kind of have to know that, right? I mean, they see the cap flipping.
Reporting a target position.
Maybe I get them to fall back, and if we're able to secure this cap, I can't imagine the Venezia would make a turn in order to get into this cap. See where he's at right now. He's got a Conqueror breathing right down his neck, and I'm sure he's hoping to bang up that Conqueror and get away, but I can't imagine him turning a full broadside because he'd have to make a 90-degree turn to starboard in order to get into this cap. So I'm heading for this cap. I've got the Conqueror pushing right at me.
Reporting the target position.
I haven't had a whole lot of luck with my torpedoes, but as soon as I go in the cap, he's going to know I'm here. So I will go in, let him know that I'm here, and let's see what he does. It looks like he's going to go that way, but maybe he's really, really cagey and he's going to turn back the other way. And you can see on the indicator there on the minimap, that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, that's okay. He may edge into the corner of the cap here. If he does, if nothing else, I can smoke up, as long as somebody else has got vision. And I've got Conqueror running north. So Conqueror might keep him lit for me even if I smoke up. Yeah, you can see those torpedoes are going to miss by a hair. That's fine, I've got a smoke left. And this would be, I think, a decent place to use it because it looks like the two enemy destroyers are on the far side of the map. Conqueror is yeah, he's in the edge of the cap, but he's not going to be in the cap for very long. So let's see what I
Smoke
can do.
generator started.
He's got his guns facing the other way. I don't even have to worry about blind fire from him. He's no longer in the cap, so I'm going to secure that right now. There's a fire, so I'm going to get another one. And Shikishima finishes him off for me. How about that? And now we have 7 ships, and the bad guys only have 6. Now, granted, our Kremlin is in very bad shape, and it's hard to imagine him surviving much longer. In fact, there he goes. But we've clawed our way back into this thing. Now we've got 2 caps. We have a Venezia and the Bravo cap, so they're not getting any points there. And now we're only down 176 points. That is an improvement. This is not over yet. Well, now that I've got this cap, I've got to watch for Venezia torps. I've got to keep an eye out for that. So I want to get a little bit closer, but I've got to watch my angle because I don't want to get caught. Get up here where I can, if nothing else, scare the Yamato and continuing to run north. So I want to get a little bit closer so that my torpedoes have enough range to do that. Venezia is doing a really good job. He's changing speed, he's changing direction. He would be really, really tough to land a torpedo on, but I might take a chance and throw something out ahead of him anyway. I want to turn starboard here and get those torpedoes away on Yamato, but I gotta wait just a little longer to be sure about torps from Venezia. You can see our Conqueror is doing everything he can to finish that Venezia, but that's no easy task.
Concentrate fire on the target.
Shikishima's pushing up behind me. I'm hoping he'll be able to get guns on Venezia. I'm going to go ahead and make the turn here. And just hope I don't get caught. Just trying to guess what the Yamato's going to do. My guess is he's going to reverse just enough to be able to get forward, moving forward again and not hit the island. So that's where I put the torpedoes where I did. Which means he's probably going to be bow on to where my torpedoes are approaching. Our Shikishima takes out the Minotaur, or Minotaur, or Mino, or you name it, whatever you want to call it. It's gone. Each team now with 5 ships. Well, I guessed right about what he was doing, but I still didn't put the torpedoes close enough. I do manage to land one right in the tailpipe. I'll just wait long enough. Okay, Venezia just fired. Forward here. Venezia won't be able to shoot me because he's got an island in the way now. Let's see if I can start a fire on the Yamato. Now I have to be really careful here. I'm looking. I want to make sure I don't get detected when I fire. But I might have to in order to spot this guy. There we go.
Our victory is in sight.
I'm going to have to reverse to keep guns on. Got to get that fire. He's accelerating, trying to get away. But I think he's in trouble now. That should do it. I'm not detected right now, which means I don't have a destroyer anywhere south side of this Bravo Cat, but it's getting pinged, so I know that there are red ships here. So I'm going to have to be real careful. I got Shikishima turning this way behind me. I want to get out here a little bit and let my radio position or radio location skill tell me where the nearest destroyer is, because I'm guessing that they are lining up a shot on our Goliath takes out their gearing, and then we actually have a ship advantage now as well as a cap advantage. My guess is there's at least one destroyer out here, and now it's 3 ships apiece, lining up a torpedo drop on our Shikishima. That's a guess, but almost certainly. Conqueror still chasing that Venezia, hoping to finish him off, keeping him busy, thank goodness. Put torpedoes out there and just let my guns do the work here. I still have a lot of HP, so I can afford to trade a little bit. I'm radio located, but I've got the ship that probably has me radio located, and I'm telling the Shikishima there's a destroyer there. So I don't want to see him show broadside here. He's not spotted, which means they're probably on the south end of where I was pinging. Now he's spotted. So I'm going to sit here because the torpedoes, if they come after Shikishima, the torpedoes will run a little bit south of my position, right side of the screen as you're looking at it right now. And now I know he's down there. Shikishima knows exactly where he can expect torpedoes. Just taking a quick peek to see if there's any chance I might land one on the Venezia. I have to be really careful here because I don't have smoke, and Venezia, even from that range, can just wreck me. I do manage to land a torpedo. Get a little closer here because I'm really feeling like there are torpedoes on the way. And if I can help detect them early, that's a really good thing. So look to see if torpedoes arrive. Yeah, there they are. See the indicator there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know there's a Shima here.
Torpedoes to port.
Yeah, 5. And that's yeah, Shima. You saw I threw some torps out there for the Yamato, and at this point we have a fairly substantial lead. Just shy of 900 points. They're at 659. Somebody's going to finish off that Venezia. It won't be me, of course, but no, Shikishima gets him. Conqueror, probably pretty frustrated. Now, I'm guessing that the Shima is running south and going to come around this island. And if that's the case, I have to be really careful, because if I go rushing around that island, I'm liable to eat a face full of torpedoes. I'm detected, so I know I'm close. I'm going to go ahead and push in here, try and close the gap enough to see him. Maybe get guns on him. And now he's throwing torps, so I have to move inside toward the island and avoid getting blapped. Yeah, I should be perfectly safe here. I'll just stay close to the island. And if you take a look at the scoreboard,
Torpedoes dead ahead.
I do land one on Yamato. And this is all over but the shouting. Really appreciate you joining me here. Thanks a bunch. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.